Now, becoming a pilot is costly unless you are fortunate enough to have plenty of money or to get a sponsorship, either from the military or one of the few civilian programs. If you're still at school, you have many options, and these are available and will help reduce the budget. Once you've left school, life becomes a little more difficult. You will often have to organise your work, i.e. you would have a job, and you have to fit the flying training in around work hours and your finances. However, there are many options available and you can reduce the budget, and of course at this stage it's much more important that you seriously consider the budget problems. Okay, let's move on then, and we start off with sports, fitness and the medical. If you want to become a pilot, you do have to be fit, you do have to have a high medical standard. And competing in sports is a way of maintaining that fitness. The choice of sports is very wide and open to all sorts of different pursuits. Now, if you want to go into the military in particular, they require very fit applicants, and the selection process, which continues for 3 days, is a considerable test of your mental concentrations and, more importantly, of your fitness. Obviously at this time you also have to take a very strict medical. For civilian pilots, however, you may think they don't need to be fit, but they do. There are emergency drills and passenger escape procedures that are very demanding, and here you do need a good level of fitness and mobility. By enjoying sports, this also shows your dedication and your desire to be a pilot. At the same time, it keeps the brain very alert and enables the body to stand greater stresses. And you must not dismiss sports lightly. Try whatever you do to at least pursue one major sport. Now, the next thing we want to look at is joining a gliding club. Now, not every area has a gliding club, but for most people there is a gliding club somewhere close by and not too difficult to reach. Most clubs will welcome people on open days, or you can phone and book a trial flight. At a gliding club there is a lot to learn, and it's comparatively cheap compared with powered flying. A lot of things are applicable to both types of flying, in particular the weather. And gliding is very weather conscious, and by belonging to such a club you will learn very quickly how the weather affects aeroplanes as well as individuals. The other thing about gliding, because of the weather problems and the many difficulties on a gliding field, you will quickly learn that patience is a big requirement if you want to be a pilot. In the gliding club, you will have the opportunities to learn how to operate machinery safely and how to handle the gliders on the ground as well as in the air. The common machinery on a gliding site is, of course, the aeroplane itself, the winch cable and the winch, and sometimes a powered aeroplane which will tow the gliders into the air. All these have to be handled safely, and you need to be trained properly in all these aspects. Now, the very involvement in these events teaches many valuable lessons. Flying is about teamwork. You cannot take an aeroplane into the air without a lot of teamwork behind it. You need, on the gliding field, coordination of signalling before the takeoff, and you have to learn safety aspects and the many rules that are necessary to achieve this and to prevent accidents. I hope the information that I've given you is useful, and I hope you take up flying as a career and have a wonderful time. Thank you for listening. Please leave your comments.